You mentioned Shakur, and you were saying that you thought he did well. There was, of course, there was a lot of people saying opposite. Of course, you would expect Javante, went on social media and kind of trolled the performance, and it's expected, right? Those guys are rivals. But I want to ask him about something that I feel like you probably maybe even be able. I feel like you can relate to the pressure on a pure boxer who does not possess that natural boom drop you kind of power. Because I see Shakur fighting this battle all the time, right? And the battle I'm referring to is most boxing fans are casuals. They want to see a fight more than they want to see a boxing match, and they actually don't really know the difference. So when they see a boxing match, it comes off as boring to them because they don't have an appreciation for the skill. And so Shakur, that's where he lives, in the skill.
Mm-hmm.
So he's all the time going to be underwhelming to the people who just want to see a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But those people are part of the stakeholders who determine if he's a draw or not.
Mm.
So talk a little bit about like that concept, because I personally consider you were a masterful boxer. The whole KO percentage wasn't super high, but you was a masterful boxer, mad tough, in
Yeah.
shape all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be on the inside with Tim. Is That's
No,
the
you
way I
can't deal
looked
with.
at it. You
Yeah.
know. So
Deal with a
you
whole
know,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell me
So
like that about that, how that is.
look, you have to understand. You cover a UFC, right? So the younger generation, they back then they didn't have UFC back then. So now that there's UFC, now that technology, social media, and all that, a lot of people don't have. They have a lot of people have short attention. They want things to be done like that. They love knockouts. I was raised up on Mike Tyson. You can't go to the refrigerator to grab a drink. You gotta better sit down because it could be done in one round. Fight can be over. I was raised up around that. Well, we haven't had that type of heavyweight. What we have with Deontay Wilder, who wowed us, with his knockout percentage as well, but he's no longer the Deontay Wilder back, right? So now let's go into Shakur Stevenson. So one, I think it's the attention span is no longer there for boxing. MMA, you hit a guy and they fall. They either get knocked out or choked out. It's either or. So I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the younger boxing fans are now turning to the MMA fans, and then you have the other casuals who are old heads who are now, I would say, in their 40s now, who was raised up on Mike Tyson, and and they cut from that cloth. That's what they're envisioning. That's what boxing is. Another thing is that commentators, commentators, and I'm guilty of this as well because working for ESPN, we're selling a product. We want the product to be high. We want the ratings to be high. And the way those ratings get high is that you have to entertain. A lot of people don't want to watch Shakur because one, they like you said, they don't understand the sweet science. They don't understand the skill level. So when you hear me call a Shakur fight, I'm saying, look, this is what he's doing. This is what's brilliant about his work. Like, this is hard to do. This is special about Shakur and his ability to make guys miss. But I'm also saying in the same breath that, damn, I hope I don't go to sleep. And I'm only saying that because I got to have balance, because you have the fans out there that like the guys that take risks, and you have the fans out there that like the sweet science. Now, you're talking about me and my sport, right? And what I used to do. The one thing about me is that I was aggressive. That's the difference. My mindset was different. Shakur mindset is defense first. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Because trust me, I'm dealing with me being offensive minded right now. So what I would tell Shakur is let the noise talk. Go in that ring and handle your business. Just keep winning. They said the same thing about Floyd Mayweather years ago. He was born. He was this. He was that. You cannot buy into that. Keep boxing the way you box. Boxing. Keep using your skills. It doesn't matter what the fans say, man. I'm letting you know that. It doesn't matter what these casuals are saying. As long as you're going home with a check and a W, a big W, and you continue to show your greatness every time you're inside that ring, keep doing you, man. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you because look, if I can go back and if I can box like a Shakur Stevenson, I'm letting you know right now, I would box like a Shakur Stevenson. You know, because those same fans, you love them, but at the same time, it's hard to stand them because they're not gonna be there when you drinking out of a straw. They're not gonna be there when you locked up, when you set up in the hospital and can't talk. They're not gonna be there 20 years from now when you can barely walk, barely talk, barely remember who the hell your mother is or your father is or your kids is. So like, look, Shakur, keep doing what you're doing, my man. You know, because that's the game. Hit, and don't get hit.
Yeah.